Hello students, I am Needu, your English teacher. Today we are going to study a very beautiful poem named A Legend of the Northland, written by Fob Cary. Legend means a traditional story, sometimes popularly regarded as historical but not authenticated. This poem, A Legend of the Northland, is a ballad, that is, a song narrating a story in short stanzas. Ballads are part of folk culture or popular culture and are passed on orally from one generation to the next. This is a story happened somewhere in the northernmost part of the earth, that is, near the North Pole. We can move to the poem directly and see what's the story. Away, away in the Northland, where the hours of the day are few and the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. The story is happening in Northland, which is a very much far away place, and there's a speciality for this place. What's that? The days are short because the sun's rays reach for a very little time. Okay. Then here, during the winter season, the duration of the night is longer and days are shorter. Therefore, the day, that means the people who live there, have only a few hours during the day. And one more thing, the nights are so long that the people of Northland can't sleep for such long hours during the winter season. Okay, now look at the lines once again. Away, away in the Northland, where the hours of the day are few. The hours of the day are few. That means short. And the nights are so long in winter that they cannot sleep them through. The people who live there have only few hours during the day, and the nights are so long that the people of that place can't sleep for that much long hours during the winter season. Okay. Next. Where they harness the swift reindeer to the sledges when it snows, and the children look like bear's cubs in their funny, furry clothes. The people of Northland harness, that means harness means fastening or tying of reindeer to a sledge. Here's a picture. The swift means fast moving. The swift reindeers to the sledges. So the people of Northland will be tying what? The reindeers. The fast moving reindeers to the sledges. In these areas, reindeer is used to pull the wheelless carts. It pulls the sledges on the snow. And what's a sledge? Sledge is a wheelless cart. Now the lines. The children of the Northland look like polar bear cubs. Why it is so? Because they wear funny furry dresses. What's that? Dresses made from skin of animals. That's why they look like bear's cubs and look funny. They tell them a curious story. I don't believe it's true. And yet you may learn a lesson if I tell the tale to you. The people in Northland, that means the elders in Northland, tell them a curious story. Tell the children a curious story. A strange and interesting story. The poet does not believe that the story is true, but it gives a good message. The tale conveys, tale means story, T-A-L-E, tale means story. The tale conveys an important lesson. That's why the poet is saying that tale to us. Once, when the good Saint Peter lived in the world below and walked about it preaching just as he did, Once, good Saint Peter lived in the world below. Saint Peter was an apostle of Jesus Christ, like a priest. His mission was to preach or to give spiritual speech to the people in the world. He preached the teachings of Jesus Christ. Look at the next lines. He came to the door of a cottage in traveling round the earth, where a little woman was making cakes and baking them on the hearth. One day, one incident happened. What's that? He reached the door of a cottage where a little woman was making cakes in the fireplace. Hearth means a fireplace, or we can say it as a stove. So, little woman was making cakes and he reached near that cottage door. Okay. Then look at the next lines. And being faint with fasting, for the day was almost done, he asked her from her store of cakes to give him a single one. Saint Peter was very hungry that day because he was fasting, and it was almost the time for sunset. Traveling and fasting had made him very weak and tired, and he asked for a single cake from her store of cakes. Okay, then so she made a very little cake, but as it baking lay, she looked at it and thought it seemed too large to give away. So, what this little lady did, the little woman was very selfish and she was very greedy. She didn't give him a cake from her store. Instead of that, what she did, she started making a small cake for Saint Peter. She looked at that small cake, but she felt that that cake is too big to give to that Saint Peter. Okay, then therefore she needed another, and still a smaller one, but it looked, when she turned it over, as large as the first had done. Therefore, what she did, she kneaded. That means she made dough for a smaller cake, but that cake also looked too big to give. When she looked at that cake to give to our Saint Peter, she felt that that cake is also very big. Really, the second cake was smaller in size than the first one, but she didn't give that cake also. Okay, the next. Then she took a tiny scrap of dough and rolled it flat and baked it thin as a wafer, but she couldn't part with that. What this greedy lady did, this lady wanted to make a smaller cake, so she wanted to save some flour. Okay, she took a small scrap means piece, scrap of dough, and started rolling it to make it flat. She made a cake thin like a wafer. Here's the picture of wafer, so that much thin. She made a cake thin like a wafer, but she couldn't give that cake also. She felt that cake is also big. Next, for she said, my cakes that seem too small when I eat of them myself are yet too large to give away. So she put them on the shelf. She said, this lady said, the cake appeared too large when she thinks to give it to someone, but when she eats it herself, it's not much big. So, what she did, she put all the cakes on her kitchen shelf and didn't give any cake to the Saint Peter. Then good Saint Peter grew angry, for he was hungry and faint, and surely such a woman was enough to provoke a saint. By seeing this, good Saint Peter became furious, very angry, because he was weak, he was hungry and weak. He became more angry. Okay. And he said, you are far too selfish to dwell in a human form, to have both food and shelter and fire to keep you warm. So, what this Saint Peter said to her? Saint Peter said to her that she is too selfish and she didn't deserve to be lived in this world as a human being, as a woman. God has given her what all things, food, shelter, and fire to keep her warm. But she became selfish and greedy, isn't it? So, really, this woman was a disgrace to the womanhood itself. He felt like that. Okay, then look at the next line. Now you shall build as the birds do, and shall get your scanty food by boring all day in the hard, dry wood. Saint Peter became so angry, and in that anger, he is cursing this little lady. Okay, Saint Peter cursed her, and she became a bird who had to build houses, collect food by boring. That means making hole, and boring into the wood, and collect very little food. Scanty food means very little. Very little food by working the entire day. You might have seen birds collecting food. They are not going somewhere and buying it. So they should have to collect it by taking much risk. Now the old lady has been changed to a bird, a woodpecker. So she will have to build a nest for her dwelling like a woodpecker. Look at the next lines. Then up she went through the chimney, never speaking a word, and out of the top flew a woodpecker, for she was changed to a bird. Saint Peter cursed her, and immediately she became a bird. She was changed to a bird. She went up through the chimney. She never uttered a word. She never said a word and flew away. Then she had a scarlet cap on her head, and that was left the same, but all the rest of her clothes were burned, black as a coal in the flame. When she flew, she, that means the bird, has a red cap on her head, same as the woman wear. All her clothes were burnt in the fire as she went out through the chimney. They were changed to black. It means the woodpecker's body became black in color. Generally, saints are not easily provoked, but even Saint Peter underwent this little human weakness of anger by seeing this greedy lady. And every country schoolboy has seen her in the wood, where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food. Every schoolboy, every country schoolboy knows this story, and they claims or they says that they had seen this old lady, they had seen this woodpecker. She lives in the trees of the forest till this very day. Okay. And every country schoolboy has seen her in the wood. Wood means in the forest, where she lives in the trees till this very day, boring and boring for food. What she does there, she is boring and boring, making holes up on the tree to collect her food. So that's the story. And this poem is giving out a very good message. What's that? We must share the things with the needy. Also, we must feed the hungry. Feeding the hungry is godly because God is very much happy. God is pleased in it. All human beings are one. If one is capable of giving, he should give. One should be kind and merciful to the needy. In this poem, Saint Peter was really hungry and very much tired, isn't it? And he didn't demand anything except a cake. The little woman might have given that, but she didn't do that, and she invited that punishment which she got. Okay, thus the poet is trying to teach us that we should not be miserly at all. We should always be helpful. We should always be kind towards every living beings all around us. Okay, so that's a message, or that's the content of the poem. And I think you understood the content and the lines very well. Read the textbook, take your textbook now itself and read it completely, and take down the given notes. The questions and answers are given here. You should copy that. Along with that, one exercise which is there in a textbook is also included. Copy that also to your notebook. Okay, thank you.